how much do we now know about what happened last night?
Well, as we've been saying this morning, Anna, we know that one of the trains was stationary when another train hit the back of it. That's what we believe. We've also learned in the last hour from the General Secretary of the ASLEF union that the driver who died, he says, was on a train from Corby. So he was driving the train from Corby. The other train, of course, was coming from Nottingham. They were both heading to London St Pancras International. So the driver died and 11 other people were seriously injured, very seriously injured, in fact. Multiple air ambulances at the scene here to take them to hospitals, and those hospitals warning people last night not to come to accident and emergency unless they absolutely had to. A further 22 people seriously injured and 56 suffered minor injuries, some of which were treated in hospital and some of which were treated at the scene. I think the focus this morning, now that the operation to look after those casualties here is starting to wind down, the investigation into what happened is dialing up. And just in the last few minutes, we've seen cars from the Rail Accident Investigation Branch go through the police cordon behind me here. The scene of the train crash is about a half a mile behind me. So those investigators will be trying to establish exactly what happened, how it was that those two trains were able to collide with such devastating consequences for those on board. And of course, we've been saying all morning, and I think it is just worth reiterating the fact that this is quite rare. This doesn't happen in the UK that often. The last fatal train crash in the UK was in Wales in 2024. That was the first of its kind in over a quarter of a century. So there will be an urgency from investigators to work out exactly how this was able to happen, and that is being supported by the Prime Minister and the Transport Secretary, who have both commented on this and offered their condolences to the family of the driver who died. It is, I think, also worth saying at this point that there will be significant travel disruption today, particularly in this part of the country. There'll be no trains running between Bedford and London, as you might expect, but that will have knock-on effects across the rail network across England.